I cannot see in the dark. This is a sad truth that carrots just can't fix. No matter how many I consume, I still just can't see in the dark. And night vision is also insanely expensive, so I guess that's out for a while too. So what's a guy to do when the sun goes down?
Pick up a copy of Tactical Assault VR!
Okay. Thanks to a healthy dose of 90s action movies, early first-person shooters, and the massive wave of patriotism that swept the United States in the early 2000s, a young me decided that Special Forces soldiers and decked-out guns were the coolest freaking thing on the planet. Dudes with specialized rifles and night vision conducting night raids on bad guy compounds was just a super badass concept in my mind. Eventually, that led to my interest in airsoft, and soon after that, real firearms. The amount of hours I dumped into classic games like Rainbow Six Vegas, Splinter Cell, Siphon Filter, and Perfect Dark probably contributed to that as well. So fast forward to 2023. Tactical Assault VR comes to PCVR, and I not only get the opportunity to play a shooter with pretty realistic night vision and some solid choices in armament, but I also get to be immersed in waves of nostalgia as I blast dudes trying to blow up a bank while looking like I live in a world generated by a PlayStation 1. Tactical Assault VR is not technically a pretty game.
Or in the deserts of RuneScape.
That's not to say it's ugly, but it is low poly and chunky, and honestly, that's such a charming part of the experience for me because now I actually get to be Sam Fisher, except the takedowns are 100% lethal 100% of the time. But the best part of the experience, the frosting on the nostalgia cupcake, is the core gameplay. I'm absolutely blown away by how smooth the game plays.
Wow!
Most of the time. There are a few hiccups in my opinion, and I think I'll go over those first just to get the negative vibes out of the way, you know? Pause. Little awkward, sorry. I was 95% done with the edit for this video when a patch came through a few days ago that fixed basically all of the major negative feedback I had. So instead of restructuring the whole video, I'm going to tell you what they fixed while we fast forward through me complaining, since it's been like a month since my last upload. First of all, the grip issues have been fixed, so the shotgun doesn't fly off into space when you shoot it anymore, even if you're on the index. The recoil has been adjusted on a bunch of guns, so the suppressed M9 doesn't loop-de-loop and break your wrist when fired. The bolt release issue on the M4 pattern rifles has also been corrected, so now you can slap the side on a fresh mag and send a round home. And the last complaint I had was that there was such a small amount of content currently available, but we're slated for an update with 3 additional maps in a few weeks, so that one doesn't really count either. These devs are doing a fantastic job and they are 100% on top of things, so I just want to make sure that I'm accurately representing their game. Okay, let's get back to the video. All the rest of the negative feedback I have is really just nitpicky stuff, like flashlights not reflecting off surfaces, grenades sometimes swapping hands when you try to grab the pin, enemies not noticing lights or lasers at night, and how walls and doors are completely bulletproof unless you're shooting yourself through them. Of the nitpicky stuff, one thing stands out as a near egregious offense. When the devs built the SMG list, they left out possibly the most important HK subgun. Twisted Barrel, please, Gib MP7. But like I said, most of my complaints are goofy, little nitpicky things. And that's because I don't think there's that much wrong with the game.
Whoa!
Nothing's completely game-breaking, and the positives are so overwhelmingly good that any grievance I could possibly air just feels like such a small thing in the grand scheme. I mean, this is an experience that lets you live in the boots of some Spec Ops action hero for some really well-put-together missions.
Wait, were you just holding that guy?
I was trying to break his neck.
And I mean really well put together. The 3 maps that are available feel pretty realistically laid out and not like they were thrown together for a video game. You can enter most spaces to either set up an ambush or a sniping position, or even to clear one that the enemy has set up. The buildings have rooms that make sense, and entry into the spaces within these places feels like you should probably be using some real tactics so you don't get folded walking through the door. The AI aren't slouches here either. I've been absolutely smoked by these guys on numerous occasions because I either became overconfident or complacent, or simply wasn't fast or attentive enough. They can legitimately put an end to the mission if you aren't careful, and working with and as a team is a real force multiplier. If you get in a group and everyone goes Rambo, you all get shot in different areas, bleed out, and have to restart. Now, I'm not even kind of a tactical expert. I'm not even a tactical noob, I guess. I don't know. But I do recognize that by working as a team and utilizing actual tactical methods, you do unlock the true form of this game. Some of the best runs I had were the ones where we moved as a team, communicated as a team, and breached as a team. There's something special about prepping a flash while your teammate cracks the door, and then piling in and clearing the room once the flash detonates.
Clear.
And you know what? If you want to become a tactical mastermind, or even just practice being one of those absolute guerrilla rage-fueled breachers with a shotgun, the room randomizer is an excellent training tool for all that stuff. It gives you a space that's always different, so you can work out your team tactics with some buddies, or just go ham with explosives and a hammer. It's your call. Oh, and all that stuff I was saying about carrots at the beginning of the video? Yeah, toss the carrots, my friends, because you have been given nods and LAMs. And these items are essentially a superpower for hunting the baddies after the sun is set. Few things are as satisfying as walking around lasing targets and dropping them without ever bringing up your optic. Shooting under night vision is something I would love to try in the real world, but just haven't had the opportunity to do yet. But thanks to Tactical Assault VR, I get something that's sort of in proximity to that, and you know what, that's good enough for now. I do have some time behind a few different weapon systems in the daytime though, so I can actually speak to this next point with some level of confidence. The shooting mechanics in Tactical Assault VR are unrivaled for real feel in my opinion. You have height over bore offset with your laser as well as your optic, which affects your point of impact compared to your point of aim. Recoil management isn't crazy hard or crazy easy, it's somewhere right around what a trained shooter would experience. General weapon manipulation also feels really solid as long as you're hitting the correct grip points. And most importantly, if you know, you know. For what this game is, it's punching well above its weight class. It feels great, it looks good enough, and you can tell that there are some cool things in the works if you're paying attention. The people I played with were generally very cooperative and pleasant, as long as they were old enough to have an attention span longer than a goldfish and weren't constantly asking me to hit the gritty in the pregame lobby.
Look, that's the second person that said hit the gritty. What the fuck is the gritty?
How old are you?
30.
Okay, you definitely don't know what the gritty is.
And overall, I was having a pretty great time saving hostages with a bunch of strangers.
We don't leave anybody behind. Come on, come on, come on, come on.
I guess what I'm saying is, ultimately, Tactical Assault VR good. But not just good. It's damn good. If I had to change anything, it would be just corrections to the minor issues I mentioned earlier. The graphics are honestly fine as is, and the majority of the core mechanics are so solid. Just a little polishing here and there and a hefty injection of map and scenario variety, maybe even some large-scale procedural stuff like they have with the room randomizer. And this could be my bread and butter game. The one I keep coming back to time after time when all of the other VR titles need a break from me. So, Twisted Barrel, if you somehow found this video, and God forbid actually watched it all the way to the end, I want to say thank you. This thing you made is awesome.
Well done, well done. Good fucking job.
Alrighty then. Bye now.
One man down. One man down. You got him? Reviving.
Some cover.
Fresh mag.
We lost another one.
I got him. Oh, I missed him.
Yo, get some fucking cover.
Down.